and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, today's date is Sunday, June 6, 2021. This is just a short little video that I'm doing, man, because this is just some stuff that was on my mind, man. This is just went heavily on my mind. I feel like I need to talk about this. I need to talk about it. First things first, what's on my mind right now, this has nothing to do with football, but it has something to do with my oldest son. Y'all, he has a girlfriend. He's outside somewhere running around. They're kids, man. They're kids. But he has him a little girlfriend now. He has an older sister. So of course this is his first little girlfriend, older sister. You know, she kind of feels some type of way about things like that, man. But it is totally normal. But I love it. That's why, hey, man, if you guys have kids, man, you guys already know what I'm talking about. But it's crazy to me. It's crazy. It ain't nothing but a little bit of puppy love, y'all. He ain't nothing but 11. You know, he got a little girlfriend now. As long as it doesn't affect that schoolwork, that's the only reason why I'm gonna accept it for right now. But if it start affecting that schoolwork, hey, it's a problem. You know, hey, you want to ease on up a little bit. But anywho, guys, let's go ahead and move on. That was on my mind, man. That's crazy to me. But guys, man, let's move along. Like I say, man, it's just some stuff that was on my mind. So what I've been doing, what I'm going to do all summer long, and this is usually what I do when I have time and I get time. Please keep in mind, it's still summertime. I still have some vacations that I need to take. And hell, I'm about to take a summer vacation a week after next, me and my wife. So we're gonna go to Miami, people. We're coming to Miami, Florida. If you guys have been looking at the podcast way in Miami, Florida, I'm telling you now, I will be out there. Yes, we will be there. Anywho, man, so I'm gonna do this all summer. I've been rewinding games, not only the Texas A&M games, but I've been rewinding some games that's heavily games like Ole Miss and Alabama. Another one that I just they don't have the actual game, but I rewinded the highlights of Alabama and Ohio State. I sat there and watched that whole national championship. The highlights that I seen, I could have sworn. I watched that national championship. Some of them highlights that I seen, I was like, goodness gracious. But that score, once again, for you guys that didn't know, I'm bringing up old stuff, 52-24, Alabama. That defense was awful for Ohio State. Anyways, man, that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, so we're just gonna move along, all right? But another one that I just finished watching this morning was Georgia and Alabama. Okay, so you guys have to keep in mind, this is why they have Georgia and A&M as being the two teams, just two teams specifically that a lot of people are kind of wanting to see. Georgia for sure is going to win the East. I've already told you guys that. I have no doubt about that. That Georgia and Alabama game, I'm not trying to compare the two, but once again, both teams had so many drop possessions, so many drop points, so many drop touchdowns. It's a shame, man. It is, to be honest with you, Georgia should have either won that game or they should have lost by either a touchdown or a field goal. Alabama fans, they know that. Alabama football team, they know that as well, but that's not their fault. At the end of the day, Alabama won 41-24. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I sit up there and I watched that whole game. Man, if it could have been some better throws than what was made, man, we could be looking at Georgia possibly holding up a national title right now. But that's the reason why so many people are so high on them this year to claim a national title already. They're so high on them to dominate the East, where it's crazy. Me, myself included. I'm very, very in there as saying that Georgia will be undefeated leading up to the SEC title game. I'm gonna go on record and say Georgia will beat Clemson. They won't beat the heck out of them, but they'll definitely beat them by a touchdown or a field goal, possibly 10 points. Clemson is good. They're damn good. But I just believe that Georgia is better. Georgia is better. I ain't gonna say Georgia got the better quarterback, but Georgia has the more experienced quarterback. I mean, it is what it is, man. But yeah, I looked at that game, man. That is so crazy. So on the A&M, man, I looked at this LSU game, and this is the game that I'm looking at right now currently. Kellen Mond's horrible in this game. You hear me? Now, the rain was a factor, don't get me wrong. It was so many points left out on that field, man. This should have been a dominant 34-7 ball game. I'm gonna say that once again. This should have been a dominant 34-7 Texas A&M ball game. There was so many batted balls. There was so many drop balls, and there was a lot of missed throws, man. It was a lot of missed throws. I really can't believe what I'm seeing. And this is another game I know for sure that I watch, but I believe that I'll be so amplified when I'm watching these games. It's hard for me to remember the whole entire game without actually rewinding it and looking at it again. I'm looking at this game again, man, from a bird's eye view and just pinpoint everything. Excuse my French, but damn, we missed a lot of throws. We missed a lot of throws, man, but to say the least, Kellen Mond is the leader. Kellen Mond still came out with a victory. He still got us a victory. But this game should have been a obliviated blowout. Now, don't get me wrong, they scored at the last possession. I remember that part. If they would not scored at the last possession, it would have been a shutout. You know, the first shutout in the College Station for at least probably 10 years or so. Something like that. But man, there was a lot of missed throws. I'm talking about, man, Anaya Smith was so wide open on one throw, it's a shame. And Kellen missed it. Chase Lane was wide open on the throw, and Kellen didn't throw his way. Anaya Smith was open again, and Kellen missed it. Hezekiah Jones was open on one play, Kellen. Oh my golly, just overthrows. So I'm here to say this. Because that was the 2020 season. And don't get me wrong, man. These two teams will be phenomenal. Number one is Georgia. They will be exceptionally phenomenal, regardless to what you guys think about Kirby Smart. Number two is Alabama. They will be exceptionally phenomenal, regardless to who's not coming back and who is. Number three is Texas A&M. Texas A&M will be a better ball club than Alabama in the West. I can't say that they're going to be better than Georgia because I just know what Georgia has. But at the same time, I know what A&M has. I'm going to say this once again, man. For the folks in the back, A&M will be a better ball club than Alabama. A&M will be able to make the throws that they did not make last year. And I'm going to repeat that once again. There's a lot of people, and they're pissing me off with that has A&M at like 9-3. 9.5 win total. I don't know where in the hell they getting that from. But I look up, and they have Alabama just absolutely going undefeated. I mean, where are you guys seeing the undefeated at? I'm not understanding that one. Don't get me wrong. They have all the talent in the world. I understand that. Georgia, I can see undefeated. Alabama, I would not say they would be undefeated. I'm sorry. Hell, I ain't much say that we were going to be undefeated. I said we were going to be either undefeated or lose at least one game. Now, I'm going on the record with Alabama. Alabama will be either undefeated or lose one game. I didn't say they are going to be undefeated. I say they will be either. Either or. Okay? My mind is going to be one game shy of being undefeated. I honestly think the team that I think that's going to beat them is Texas A&M. I'm sorry. No, I'm not being a homie here. I'm telling you what I know. You gotta imagine and wonder if Haynes King was played in that game or Zach Calzada. You don't think that game would have been probably 34 or hell, maybe 42 points to 7? You're crazy. You're crazy. I don't care what you guys seen in the spring game. I'm telling you what I know. Haynes King for sure would have made all those throws that Kellen did not make. Haynes King for sure would have took that ball down and ran when Kellen did not run. I'm telling you what I know. It's a lot of people that are waiting to see that, and there's a lot of people that's already giving Bryce over there at Alabama the reins of winning another national title, or just at least getting to the national title game or the playoffs in particular. They're not giving Haynes King no credit at all. And a lot of people forget that, once again, Haynes King was a 5-star too, but just got derailed his senior season and they moved him down to a 4-star. Still, he was still highly rated in the country, people. He was still highly rated. He was like number 2, number 3 dual threat quarterback coming in. Behind Bryce and I think a couple of more guys. A lot of people act like they keep on missing that. They don't understand that. Once again, I'm telling you guys what I know. I'm not saying that Haynes King is going to be the savior for Texas A&M. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm telling you guys that will be a better team with Haynes King taking the ownership and the leadership in the quarterback role of this team. You don't think Demond Demons is going to have some hellified catches? I guarantee you, man, it's going to be some connected balls. And I don't want to feel like I'm putting a lot on Haynes King, because I know a lot of people keep on saying that too. They just putting so much on Haynes King. They want him to be the savior. We're not putting a lot on him. We're just telling you guys that young man isn't necessarily a diamond in the rough. That young man is a leader. Telling you what I know, that young man is a winner. He doesn't like losing. He doesn't want to lose. His mindset in losing. I guarantee you will be undefeated come that Alabama game. I've already gave Haynes King the starting role. It isn't Zach Calzada. I'm sorry. For the people in the back that did not know, it is not Zach Calzada in my opinion. I still don't believe that Zach Calzada will transfer, man. I'm heavy with that. I don't know why I believe that, but I believe that. I believe he will stick around like a Mac Jones. I believe he will stay there. That's okay. All right, let him move up. When I get my shot, I get my shot. And that's just that. Okay, so I honestly believe that, man. But yeah, you know, man, like I said, I'm just sitting here watching. There's just some things on my mind, man. I believe that Haynes King will be an amplified young man that's just going to take over in College Station. And when I say take over, I mean that. He's going to take over. Be looking for that receiving core to have a monstrous year. A lot of people ain't gonna believe me when I say that. They don't see the explosive passing game. That's what everybody wants to see, quote unquote. We need to see an explosive passing game in order for these guys to be elite. In my opinion, man, you don't have to see that all the time. You don't need to have an explosive passing game every game. But when it matters the most, hell yeah, you need to have an explosive passing game. Just let it come from out the blue. Like, man, wait a minute, like where this come from? We were saving it for the best game. It is what it is. So, I don't know, man. Like I say, but it looks like, man, Georgia was kind of they were ideally kind of close to how we played Alabama in the first half. Only reason was that Georgia defense was able to stand up much taller than we was in that game. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that first half, both teams stayed with them. Once again, that's why they're putting so much emphasis on Georgia and Texas A&M all at the same time this year, man, because these two teams are the premier dark horse teams to maybe potentially win it all. Okay, so you guys have to understand that. But like I said, man, they was so ideally sound in the first half. It's crazy to me. It is crazy to me, man. Both of those teams balled out in the first half. Defensively, man, they were good. It's just we couldn't It was some dropped and missed opportunities in that first half that killed us, and then when it got to second half, just like the Georgia game, they just totally blew the socks off. They went on a rampage. So I don't expect that to happen this year. Not to Georgia, but not to A&M either. I do not expect that to happen. Another thing, man, and this here is to this guy. This guy that does a podcast that I listen to. Pete Mondo, I think that's his name. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, then y'all know Pete. I think his name is Pete Mondo, I think. But he does a podcast for like Big 12. I don't know what his obsession is with A&M is all about, but he's obsessed with A&M. And every time he hears something about A&M, he just goes off. Oh, well, they released a hype video and chasing what? Chasing behind Alabama, riding the coattail of Alabama all the time. Like, it kills me how so many people are worried about what Texas A&M is doing. Like, what is the issue with that, man? Why are y'all worried about what Texas A&M is doing? Let them be Texas A&M and you guys be who you are. Let you guys be the Big 12. Let Texas A&M do their own thing. I don't hear anybody talk about Missouri leaving the Big 12. I hear nobody talk about this. Nobody at all. Instead, they go for Texas A&M because they know that Texas A&M is getting to where they should have been way a couple of years ago with Johnny Manziel. And after Johnny Manziel left. That's the only frustration that they have, is that Texas A&M is a better program now. It's way better than where it was in the Big 12, man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. So a lot of people are mad at that. A lot of people are mad that they were in a playoff conversation. Like I say, they had that TV on them. That was a number one goal there. They had the TV on them on the outside to make the playoff selection committee for the top 4 teams. A lot of people didn't like that. They felt like we shouldn't have been there in the first place. We were on outside looking in, then we ended up being the number 4 team at the end of when it was all said and done. A lot of people still don't like that, man. So we'll be coming in this year ranked as probably the number 5 or 6 team all over again. So it's going to be a target on our back. We're not chasing anybody anymore. People are chasing us. So you guys have to understand that. But once again, guys, this is a Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Just a little short video, all right? You guys take care. Have a blessed one. Have a great weekend. #GeekMagus.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the #Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter @JPops, on Instagram @JPops, and also on Facebook at #Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. #GeekMagus.